Daniel Hogg, let's start with the game situation. Tough day, long day out in the field, but what's the mood like in the dressing room?
Say the mood's very high mood. I'd say, although it might have been a long day, I think we came out on top today. So yeah, we're just looking to get stuck right into them tomorrow morning.
Yeah, brilliant game situation, well set up. Just had to be patient, didn't you?
Yeah, just that was it. Just bashing at a length and then waiting for the pitch to do something or waiting for them to make a mistake.
Let's talk about you. A wonderful day for you. Picked up your maiden first-class wicket, and then there was a nice moment actually for you.
Yeah, real nice. Just nice to get off the mark. Really, that's all I was trying to do. And then when it came, yeah, great moment.
Got off the mark and then kept going. Did you feel like you were in really good rhythm? It looked like you were bowling beautifully this afternoon.
Yeah, I just felt real good rhythm, and then kind of that wicket, it helped settle the nerves early on, and then. Just found my length nicely and just kept bashing away.
3 for 30. Might have been one more if Scott Borthwick could hold his catches.
It can happen. I won't hold it against him. He caught one in the end. So.
He did. How's the body holding up? You played a bit of multi-day cricket before, but the intensity of this.
Yeah, I would say body's definitely been better, but now I've got some recovery going on upstairs, so it should be nice and fresh for tomorrow morning.
How nice is it being part of the team? It looked to us like Ben Rain and Paul Coughlin were around you, talking you through it all. That must be really helpful.
Yeah, great having them around. Just help, set your plans. They're clear on what they're making sure I'm clear on what I want to do, and just maybe bowl a bad ball, get hit for 4, and then they just calm me down. No dramas, but yeah, great to be out there and everyone's having fun as well while we're playing. So it's just great to be part of.
Come back tomorrow morning. Jack Haynes is still out there. There was a moment where it looked like he might have been given out that catch that came off Graham Clark's foot. You guys felt it was out. Umpires said it wasn't. What was going on? What were the conversations happening out there? What did you feel?
We all felt that it hit off Clarkie's foot without a bounce and then got caught by Parky. But then it's one of them decisions really where it's all happened so fast it's hard to tell what happened.
Yeah, it does happen so quickly, and you're going to have a chilled out evening tonight ahead of a bowl tomorrow?
Yeah, no plans tonight.
Magic.
Sit on the couch.
Thanks, Daniel.
Cheers, thanks.
That's a nice little cutaway. Might just get to the boundary rope. It will. Good start there for Lyndon James, and they'll need that.
There's that short ball, there's an edge, and it's taken. The short ball ploy has worked. Lyndon James, who has batted beautifully for 56, well, his innings this morning has come to an end pretty quickly. Oh, got him. That is the end of the innings. Daniel Hogg has his maiden first-class wicket, a beauty of a delivery. Brett Hutton was unsure whether to have a little dab, whether to remove his bat. Well, again, probably a couple more if Pockinson can get there. He can't. A boundary just too straight from Ben Rain there. Opens the face, Hamid. I think that's going to run away for 4. There's no third in there. Tend not to. That's Ryan Campbell's bugbear, but that is very much a thing in English county cricket. So Hamid gets a boundary, relieves a little bit of pressure. There is a lot of pressure as well on right now.
2-7-4 for 6s. Hogg comes in and manages to squeeze it through the gap there. Slater, the third slip, and Gully.
Pulled. Shouts of catch it. It was up in the air for a little while. Heads on hands. You can look at that. You can't quite see it in shot, but keeper, first slip, second slip, and Gully. There's that one. That's just too straight. And Hasib Amir, it's lovely when he plays that little shot, the little tickle round the corner. It's a really flowing movement.
Was the half chance of catch, but Hamid punches it down the ground, evading the diving man at mid-on. Daniel Hogg to start the morning off. And again, just tickles this one down towards the third man kind of area. It's vacant though. The consistent way they've bowled, but when you've got Hamid doing that, just taking a step forward and flicking off to the leg side on his pads, and he's going to be a little bit more difficult. 31 unbeaten now.
So scores there, yeah, that's it. Pulled, caught behind, down the leg side, twice in the game. Haseeb Hamid stands there because he cannot believe it. He made 44 in the first innings. Ooh. Has that gone down?
I think it might have just got through. Definitely sounded like there was bat on it, and it's been signalled as runs from the umpire.
Catch and gone him, yeah, little tickle. Ben Slater, he tickled a couple in the first, just before lunch. In fact, it's not Ben Slater, it's Freddie McCann. Flicked into the gap between mid-on and mid-wicket. I think that's going to race away to the boundary. Chase is going to be in vain.
Sports systems work as Delata comes in. Shot, Clive, catch it, goes over the head of the leaping man, and it's going to go 1 bounce and 4. Drives and finds the gap as well. Punched into the ground first on contact, and then races away through the offside, and that will be another 4 down the track to invite Slater onto it, but Slater's timed that well. Little maybe too wide as well for Parkinson. It's slashed through the offside for 4.
He'll be at 3:45 come what may. Big shout for LBW, and he's got him. Ben Fitzpatrick's finger went straight up, shortly followed by that of the umpire.
To take catches 4.
And he's driven.
Typical, isn't it?
To a boundary. It brings up Ben Slater's 53 from 111 balls. He's batted nicely. He's played some nice shots.
Don't know how long he'll keep going though for. That's the problem, isn't it? Probably won't overball him.
Ooh, a little miscommunication between the wickets.
It's out.
And have they got him?
Well
yes.
fielded.
Jogging back, I think that's Slater that's going back to the pavilion after just making his half century.
By the way, if anyone's listening, it says, Sam, you're absolutely wrong. Don't mind that too much. They do mind that because it's 4 runs, but through the hands at it.
Chances though, isn't it?
Yeah. Bowlers never like going for runs, but the captain won't mind that too much.
But where did it go?
From the leg side onto the offside, but still behind. That's wide and driven through the legs.
Good shot.
There's a well-timed shot. Rain will jog to meet the ball to the boundary rope.
Maybe it's just 2 games too many, perhaps. It's a good shot for 4.
Pulled along the ground by Matt Montgomery, who's been watchful.
And I only throw that in because if you reduce it by 2, going to that trialist pull quite quick and quite a lot.
It's a nice shot there from Haynes. And it will just race over onto the boundary like as well. What was going to be a maiden. Flied it up and hammered by Haynes. Gets past the diving field. The man chasing. And it will just be to avail.
Driven. 4 runs.
Sure.
Nice shot from Matt Montgomery. He's a good player. He's going to put those balls away. Just over pitch slightly from Hogg. Moves on to 16. And that's the 150 up.
If you're going Borthwick for a couple overs, as that one's driven hard, and save your legs for both bat and fielder.
First run to the new ball, and that's the thing about the new ball. Will fly away much more quickly. Going to be a boundary, and that boundary brings up Jack Haynes' 50. Well played, 100.
Crunched. Absolutely crunched on the front foot there from Montgomery. Edge gone! Finally! Scott Borthwick takes the catch. Daniel Hogg gets the breakthrough with the new ball. It's exactly what Durham were waiting for. It's exactly what we were building up towards.
Bowled in! There are good leaves and there are bad leaves, and that is a very bad leave for Luke Fletcher, who shouldered arms, perhaps on length, definitely on line. It's nipped back though and clipped the top of off stump. Scott Borthwick has gone racing away.
Up and pushed away. It's a nice time shot. Well played there from Jack Haynes. Width and whipped away from Haynes. There's the danger when you try and respond tonight.
Going to get 4 there, I think. No third. John Bland will be fuming. Rank Ham will be fuming. Plenty of us.
To it.
Oh, slower ball. Was it edge? Gone wide of slip. Did he get a hand on it? I don't know if it carried. Rain looks away. It looked almost like he'd rolled his fingers on that, Ben Rain. He definitely tried something a little bit different. Has made him play. He's played it successfully. And that will be stumps. The end of a brilliant day's cricket.
Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the County Championship clash between Durham and Nottinghamshire from the Seat Unique Riverside. Ben Fitzpatrick and Ash Thorpe with you for what should be an exciting last day's play, Ben.
Absolutely. It was primed and set out really nicely throughout yesterday. Of course, with getting those final 2 wickets for Nottinghamshire. The first innings, the start of the morning session, the follow-on was enforced. And after a long, hard battle with the ball and with the bat from Nottinghamshire, they will resume on 212 for 6 after 2 wickets falling in quick succession at the end of the evening session. And it's all going to be a race against time, I think, here today. Ash, if the weather forecast is going to be believed.
Yeah, there's a few radars being shown to me this morning, and it looks like after lunch, there's some heavy rain forecast. So Durham be looking to wrap this up as quick as possible, and from a Nottinghamshire point of view, they'll be looking to bat for as long as they can and hope that along with their skill that the weather maybe just helps them in saving this game.
Yeah, it's definitely the weather that has affected a lot of the championship games yesterday down in the south. There was, I think, about 3 games across Divisions 1 and 2 that actually saw play, and even then, one of those games, in the Surrey game, only had, I think, about 10 overs, and they were off for bad light as well. So we're hoping to get a good showing here right from ball 1, as it's going to be Jack Haynes resuming on 59 not out. Maybe shouldn't be out there after yesterday's decision from Callum Parkinson, who looks like he's the one that's taken the jumper off first to hand to the umpire. And then Lyndon James on 8 off 15 balls, not out.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting first morning, that is for sure. Callum Parkinson, you would think, will bowl the majority of that time from the Lumley end, and the ball's only, 7 overs old. Took the new ball last night, and that got 2 wickets. And then I'm sure you'll see Ben Rain from the Finkel end rotating around with Hogg. Doesn't look like we're going to see Neil Wagner, unfortunately, out there today for Durham. Fielding a ball late on day 2 and just managed to roll a ball onto his shoulder. He's been having some scans. No official results yet, but the initial prognosis doesn't look great. But no, exciting day. Really looking forward to this one. Durham have been in the driving seat from the moment they lost the toss and were put into bat. That excellent opening partnership between Lees and Ben McKinney. And here we are, starting day 4, Durham needing 4 wickets for victory. And it will be Parkinson. Just a little bit of turn there with that first ball.
Good morning and welcome to everybody tuning in as well. Happy to have your company through the day.
Parkinson on the money with his first couple.
I think it's going to be this man here that's going to be the key to strike first with Jack Haynes on that 59, well and truly in.
That's nice from Parkinson. Yeah, I went out and had a look at the pitch this morning, Ben. It looks flat.
Yeah.
There is a slight bit of rough, but that looks really wide of where it will have any impact on the plate. That's a nice line, that from Parkinson. Attacking the stumps and just trying to get anything out of this surface. As Clark moves from bat pad on the leg side over to the offside. Lovely that, where his foot was in play yesterday, as I saw from the replays, and nearly got a nice assist.
Yeah, it was in pretty much this situation, actually, getting that turn just a little off the top of the shoulder.
Oh, and a thick outside edge there. Parkinson will be encouraged by that. As Buster Lee does some excellent fielding, preventing that to go for 4 right down in front of us. But Haynes will pick up his first 3 runs of the day and move on to 62. And Notts, or Nottinghamshire, should I say? I don't think Notts is the right term to use. Us Aussies abbreviate everything, don't we? But
I did the exact same throughout all day yesterday, calling them Notts.
So we apologise. There's no offence meant, but yeah, we try and shorten absolutely everything. 215 for 6 there after the first over of the day.
Yeah, good enterprising start there from Callum Parkinson, right from ball 1. You saw there, might have just been out of your picture, the reaction as well. Straight as that ball, that outside edge was conjured, immediately was over and looking hungry. Here is a man that was very hungry yesterday and was rewarded beautifully. Daniel Hogg, 3 for 40 yesterday in the second innings, as well as his maiden first class wicket. Bowled absolute beauties yesterday. Let's see how well he's recovered. Bowling from the Finkel end. Not a bad ball to start. Getting a little bit of bounce.
It's going to be a good test this for Hogg, backing up kind of 3 days in a row in the field. Young man making his first class debut. Probably the first session or 2, the adrenaline would have got him through, but now there's no doubt about it. The body will be hurting a little bit, but the great thing about being young is you can just get through it, and probably after the first couple of overs he'll be feeling right as rain.
Yeah, that adrenaline will definitely be guiding him through these first couple of balls, I reckon, even with the amount of overs he bowled yesterday. 2 slips weight. Bit wide there from Daniel Hogg, trying to force James to just slash through the offside flippantly.
Batted really well in the first innings, James. Really held that middle order together after the loss of some wickets with a barrage of short pitch bowling from Wagner when there wasn't much happening. Wagner reverted to type. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in the attack for Durham today, so it's up to the youngster to get that moving this morning.
Nice, good little bit of nip in there. Try and force James back and cramp him up, make him uncomfortable. Ben Rain just getting a little stretch in as well, just out of your shot.
Yeah, no doubt he'll be feeling stiff as well, the old man of the attack. Not played a lot of cricket recently either, but a man who's been down this road many times before.
Oh, down the leg side, half a shout to catch it. And a rare drop from Ollie Robinson. Won't go too far. Just the one bye conceded there.
A few curious looks down at the umpire there. There's Ollie's hands on hips and looked like it swung after it went past the batter down the leg side. Sometimes they're tough as well. And they talked about this on the first couple of days that the keeper and the slips having to stand so close due to the lack of curry in this pitch. Paul Coughlin out there doing the 12th man duties, one of Durham's best fielders.
Oh, that's some late movement. That's some late movement indeed, nipping straight back in. And judging by the reaction, well, maybe Scott Borthwick's reaction making it a little bit more generous as it was yesterday as well, but you got to give credit to the Badger there. That looked mighty close to the top of off stump.
Yeah, not shy in creating some theatre, is he, Scott? But why not? Durham will be excited. 4 wickets. And what you would say would be a well-earned victory. To take 20 wickets on this surface would be an outstanding effort, especially with the spearhead of the attack not being available for most of it.
Last ball of Hogg's first over. Bounce up, but gets through the gap. Might not race away for 4 just yet. Haynes will come back for 2 though, as the fielding is done. End of the over. 4 runs off it, but already some good signs again from Daniel Hogg. 219 for 6.
Yeah, nice start from Hogg. Presenting a good seam there and getting the odd one just to nip off the seam. That one there challenging the off stump, and he'll look to try and hit the top of the stumps with his height to get any natural variation out of this pitch and the most use out of this new ball, which is, you feel is going to be crucial as how Durham go today.
It was definitely the turning point, it felt like, from the end of yesterday's session that me and Sam were talking about as well throughout the day, just waiting on while Parkinson and Borthwick, even Ashton Turner had a little go with a spin as well. The new ball was going to be of mighty importance, and it definitely showed with the 2 wickets that fell. As we're already going to have a bowling change.
Going to see Ben Rain. I'm not surprised at that. Did he bowl the last over last night from this end?
Yes, yeah.
So just turning him round, getting that new ball in play. Parkinson got a thick outside edge in the last over, which will encourage him for later in the day. And Rain starts off with a gentle loosener through to Ollie Robinson. You just feel this first half an hour is going to be vital into how this day plays out.
Absolutely. Got to get the first one, at least within this first half an hour, to really chase at these tail enders. Still got Ollie Stone, Brett Hutton and Luke Fletcher, Calvin Harrison to come. Luke Fletcher was in as the night watchman last night and got promptly bowled by this man off 2 balls.
Oh, and Rain right on the money. Didn't take him long to get to his target area. Just squaring Lyndon James up there.
Lovely delivery. Exactly what Rain will want to see, especially early on in this over. So he's saying rightfully there, Ash, about having to get himself a little bit looser.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to take long to do so, and his captain will certainly want the exact same thing. Wants all of his bowling attack to be right on it from the word go.
That's good from Rain, and nice in defence there from James. Another blustery day. It was quite sunny this morning here in Chesley Street, but the clouds are starting to roll in from the west and from the south, so probably an indication of the weather that we're going to see, but it's been a bloody 4 days of wind. The wind has not stopped. It's been from gale force to a really strong breeze, and I think we're back to probably in between that at the moment.
Yeah, there's a flag that's bearing the Durham Cricket crest right on top of the Paul Collingwood stand to our left-hand side where we are in the commentary box, and it is blustering, to say the least, from left to right as we look at it.
Oh, and rain there, right on the money. James just playing that one a little bit early, but hitting the stickers of the bat, so Ben Rain will be happy with his length, zeroed right in to his target area to start the day.
Already the chatter starting as well around the Durham fielders. They were very vocal, very lively, and they had to be in difficult times as well. Really grueling period with the ball, especially during that 96-run partnership between Haynes and Montgomery.
That's good from Rain, and a good leave from James. Yeah, briefly talking to Scott Borthwick this morning, he said yesterday was just a great day's cricket. It was attritional. It was good old-fashioned hard work out there for the lads, and they enjoyed it. Being back in red ball cricket. They want success. They want to keep moving forward as a group. And getting victory here today would be a huge step in that right direction. But not doing their very, very best to prevent that from happening. And this pair, you feel, is the key to that. And nicely played by James, standing up nice and tall on the back foot, and that ends another Ben Rain maiden over. His 7th of the innings. He has 2 for 48. And Nottinghamshire at 219 for 6.
Good start early on. Good signs there, encouraging from Ben Rain. Getting himself his 7th maiden over of this innings. Going at just 2.5 runs and over as well. As the rest of the matches across Divisions 1 and 2 are starting on time today as well. Play in every single game across Divisions 1 and 2. Daniel Hogg is going to receive the ball from Paul Coughlin. He touched on earlier there about his brilliance of fielding, created the run-out chance of Ben Slater. The direct hit. Bounces again, up on the back foot with a drive. Square to the offside, and that's just going to run too far out in front of Graham Clark chasing. And that'll be a boundary.
It's a gorgeous shot, that, from Haynes. Up tall. You know you're going to get bounce from Hogg, and he got right up on his toes and met that with a full face of the bat and punched it away for 4. A beautiful shot. That'll make him feel good at the start of day 4.
It's always the fear, isn't it, when you're a batsman that's already got yourself that half century, and then end of day play comes and you've got to come back to it all over again the next morning and think, okay, I've got to get myself back in rhythm. Yorker from Hogg, not a bad one either, as James had to scurry back. Driven straight to Ben Rain for no run.
This is a really interesting passage of play. You feel every time you come to moments, don't you, in games, and you just feel that this first half an hour is absolutely vital. Young Hogg battling through, no doubt a bit of soreness. His first championship game. Multiple spells into his 20th over now.
Edge. Oh, is that carried? Has that carried? The Durham players are celebrating, and it looks like Haynes will walk. Well, first half an hour is crucial. How about first 12 minutes of the contest? Daniel Hogg, the magic man again, breaks through. And the dangerous Jack Haynes has to walk. It's 223 for 7.
Wow, what a wicket. Young Hogg. And he had a bit of a joke in his post-match interview last night about Scotty Borthwick and taking catches. That was a sharp catch from the skipper. We mentioned how close they were having to stand in the slips. Diving away to his right. And that could be a huge moment as Haynes goes. Caught Borthwick, bowled Hogg for 69. Came off 172 balls. Included 8 fours. But Durham crucially pick up wicket number 7. Nottinghamshire now 223 for 7.
I think he set him up beautifully with the Yorker as well, the ball before, and just brings it back just that little fraction of a length, forces Haynes to just play that false shot, leave the bat out there, and just managed to carry as well to Borthwick. He'll feel that it's a just reward, and Haynes will feel a little hard done by. Well played and well batted though for his 69 runs. That means we're now in towards the tail end well and truly for Nottinghamshire. This is Calvin Harrison making his way out to the crease.
Great start for Durham. Exactly what they wanted. Into that lower order now. Calvin Harrison and Ollie Stone, to be fair, are more than capable with the bat. This is a real pressure situation for them now. And Daniel Hogg has 4 for 47. Following up with the last wicket of the first innings. He's now just 1 wicket away on debut from a 5-wicket haul.
What an amazing performance it has been for him for this match. Third slip comes in. Oh. Down with a bounce from Harrison, but that'll encourage Daniel Hogg. It encourages the slips, certainly. Borthwick needs no further encouragement to get around the youngster. This has been absolutely terrific. And reminder, folks, this kid's just 19 years old. We're speaking to one of the ground staff yesterday, myself and Sam, who said he saw him when he was 15 as well. The talent and the maturity that this young man shows as well. And it takes a lot of that as well. It can't be understated, the maturity that it takes at this level to be able to collect yourself, take the advice and the insights from guys like Paul Coghlan and Ben Rain, who were around him a lot yesterday in between his spells and during his spell.
Yeah, what a great... Walking back to your mark and you've got Ben Rain there, who's just been there and done it so many times. Always offering advice.
Zeroes in again, tries to find that middle and off. It's a beautiful length, it's a beautiful over, and it's been a beautiful debut for Daniel Hogg. It's not over yet though. Important wicket first has fallen. 223 for 7. Durham just needs 3 more for victory.
Yeah, huge breakthrough in that over from young Hogg. Excellent catch from the skipper. Diving away to his right. Crucial moments in this game. They're not easy, these slip catches. They're so close. And that one, as you can see, died on its way through. Ashton Turner looking down intently low to his left, making sure the skipper held on to that one.
It's a difficult skill, especially when it is that low to the ground. Have to get your fingers underneath as Hogg takes his fielding position at the pavilion and gets a healthy round of applause, deservedly so as well.
And that'll give Ben Rain some energy as well. That just picks up everybody. A youngster making his way in the game. Gives everybody a lift. 2 slips in place and a man catching on the drive. James on strike. And he defends nicely out into the onside. There's also 2 men out on the hook. So Daniel Hogg is out there at a really square fine leg. It's more deep backward square. And there's a man just in front of square out on the boundary also. Only Graham Clark gets those kind of jobs, and I think it is Clarkey out there. And then pretty much we've got a sweeper out on the offside as well. So what Durham won't mind is if James gets off strike and that Ben Rain gets to have a crack at Calvin Harrison at the other end. And he obliges, and Coghlan tries to make something out of nothing, but unable to collect the ball. There, his jumper and trousers absolutely bright red. He must be the designated shiner of the ball for the moment.
Not a bad one to have on shining duties, to be fair, with you in conversation with Rain and with Hogg as well. But yeah, you were spot on with the mindset there in that field and that attack. You'll want to get Harrison, the man, to go after. What did he make in the only 18?
Yeah, him and Stone made 18, I think, in the first innings. It's a handy little contribution when wickets were falling. And he's nice and solid in defence there. But you can see from the field now that those sweepers are now not in place. You still have Hogg down there at deep, a really square position. Just in case Ben Rain, who does love bowling a bouncer, and he picked up a wicket with a bouncer again yesterday.
Bowls a lovely bump up.
You
Ben
just
Rain.
don't expect it. You expect him to be that, just attacking off stump so much. You probably just get into the rhythm of maybe jumping on the front foot, and he just reminds you every now and then that he's got one there. 2 for 49 for Ben Rain. And he gets a bit more bounce out of that one. Ben Rain hit high on the stickers of Harrison's bat, but negotiated nicely.
It's exactly what you want from a bowler, especially a pace bowler. You're saying about the sort of the surprise of how good Rain's bumper is. You want that little bit of variance every now and then, like you say, when you're just getting the batsman into that rhythm of, okay, I'm going to bowl line and length, then all of a sudden, here comes that bouncer, here comes that one that reverses, or here comes that cutter as well.
And he's one that you think, probably the ego of a batsman as well, that if Ben Rain bounces, you think you're going to have to belt it. And he often surprises them and picks up wickets with that ball due to his good work, basically bowling his stock ball. And there is that bouncer right on cue. Thanks, Ben. Make it sound like we know what we're talking about every now and then. But yeah, sweeper's now in place for the pure reason that if Harrison does get a single, Daniel Hogg will get to have a crack at Harrison.
Yeah, McKinney's the one that's just gone further back on the boundary rope on the offside.
Looks full of enthusiasm out there, young Ben. He was going, I hope I don't have to bat today when I was speaking to him this morning. Right on the money from Rain, and that ends the over. An excellent over from Ben Rain. You would expect nothing less. Nice and tight. That ends his 20th over. He has 2 for 49. Nottinghamshire after 92 overs, 224 for 7.
Let's have a quick look around and see what else is going on across the County Championship in Division 1. Hampshire still trailing by 390 runs in Southampton on 48 for 1 after Essex's 438 for 8 declaration. The Oval, finally there is going to be some extended play. Lancashire rebuilding to 33 for 1 after losing a wicket very, very early on. Still trailing by 207. Warwickshire, the healthy 288 run lead in Birmingham at the moment. Hogg goes back of a length into Lyndon James. And then Kent still leading by 90 runs in Worcester against their home team. That home team, 366 for 8 currently in their second innings.
It's a huge game, isn't it? Right at the bottom of Division 1. Kent can't afford to lose that one and let Worcestershire get even further away. You feel if they lose that one, they're almost relegated.
Yeah, certainly be mighty close. Hogg is coming mighty close again, it feels. Oh, there is another outside edge, but it squirrels away. Turn up will give chase alongside Lees, but it will race to the boundary rope. And it's another 4 for Lyndon James. 3 of his 4 scoring shots are boundaries.
Yeah, and that just brings the deficit down to 74. That's also something to keep an eye on. Nottinghamshire will be trying to get a lead here to make sure that Durham have to bat again, and then hope that the weather has some impact in the day's play. From a Durham point of view, wickets are vital, and they want to try and wrap this up as quickly as possible.
Hogg tries to go towards the leg stump this time, but it's parried away. Sweeper won't be able to cut that one off in time. So back-to-back boundaries now for Lyndon James. He's well and truly away.
That was a lovely shot, wasn't it? Just slightly over-pitched and angled into the pads, and James timed that nicely away through the mid-wicket area and raced away for 4. Bastille unable to haul that one in. Out on the leg side. Runs in time for Nottinghamshire. Both vital.
Yeah, just a 70-run deficit now for Nottinghamshire. And you're right, if they can get at least a high double-digit, maybe even push to 3-digit lead.
Oh my God.
What a delivery. What a nut that is from Daniel Hogg. Wow, James frozen in place.
I love the reaction from the lads behind the stumps as well, because that was a peach. angling into the stumps, hitting the seam and moving away, and somehow has missed the edge and missed the top of off stump. Absolute beauty from Hogg.
Well, not a bad reply after giving up back-to-back boundaries. This time offers a bit of width, and James doesn't quite time it on the up. Drives to Ben Rain for no run. Yeah, after a fortunate little outside edge down to the vacant third man area, then the one that was flicked into the leg side. That was a lovely shot that Delay just couldn't quite angle around to prevent. You get a beautiful delivery like that one. Last ball of the over coming up now. Still those two slips in place. Goes a bit wider and a bit shorter, and it's left by James, who is going to be the important man now. After the over before, Jack Haynes was sent back to the pavilion, 232 for 7.
Yeah, follow those two boundaries up with an absolute beauty there. Probably the best ball I've seen in the match, to be honest with you. That was shaped in and then hit the seam and moved away. Unlucky not to pick up a wicket there. Oh, that would have been his 5th as well. And all Durham fans would be itching to see him pick that wicket up. Not only for himself, but just to get that another step closer to victory here at the Seat Unique Riverside. Day 4. Great to see red ball cricket back. Ben Rain picking up the attack again from the Lumley end. And once again, right on the money. Wouldn't mind a pound for every time you see Ben Rain defended or actually attacking the top of off stump.
Yeah, me and Sam joked yesterday that it felt like that whenever Ben Rain was bowling, we didn't need to be here because we just need three quotes set up for Ben Rain. It's a lovely delivery. Oh, there's the bouncer, and a little bit too wide from Rainey there.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get. He's going to be there and he's going to test you. And as a batsman, you know what you're going to get as well. You know you're in a battle. He's itching just to get one to deviate slightly from that good area that he hits. And this one is down the leg side. Don't often get to say that one for Ben Rain.
Yeah,
down the leg side.
It's a rarity for Ben Rain, but not a bad, again, little bit of difference, a little bit of variation just to try and get, especially while you've got Harrison on strike right now, get him really second guessing of what is going to get thrown his way. Hopefully bring the slips into play, bring the brilliant keeping of Ollie Robinson into play, as well as some of those shorter catches on the offside.
And again, back on the money. Ben Rain, you know you're not going to get 2 bad balls in a row. Just having a look at the footmarks there as he walks back.
It was the footmarks from the Finkel end that Rain had a look at early on yesterday as well. That were filled in, and the ground staff got the mallet out as well and gave it a little bit of a singing to.
It's rock hard, this pitch. Absolutely rock hard. There it is, the bouncer. Love it.
One for the over. Navigated well. Fair play to Harrison there. Saw that one early and ducked out of the way. But it is the one that you don't see coming. The one that you just can't quite drop the hands to. That's able to skid on and grab that wicket. 2 more balls to come from Rain. But importantly, so far no more runs have been scored. You're getting further and further away from the possibility of Durham being sent back into bat again.
Oh, it's tucked away off the hip by Harrison. Nicely played. Clark will do the fielding out there in the deep. Right in front of the members. A few braving the weather today. Sunday morning. Chesley Street, overcast, windy. It feels more like mid to late October, November with the weather around. I think we had about 2 weeks of summer. It was lovely.
Often the way around these parts, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. Can be. James back on strike. Rain has him in his sights now. And bounces him again just to make sure that that's a dot ball and allow Daniel Hogg to bowl at Harrison. That ends over number 94. 233 for 7 now.
Intelligent as make sure that you don't give anything that's too playable there for Lyndon James. Make sure that he's getting Harrison on strike for that new batsman as well. Let's have a quick look over Division 2 while we have the chance as well. It's changeover of ends. Glamorgan just trailing by the 1 run in Derby at the moment on day 4, 260 for 7. They currently are in the second innings. Leicestershire trailing by 74 runs. They are in innings number 2, 68 for none at the moment. Innings break at the moment between Northants and Middlesex. Middlesex all out for 264, but still with a 57-run lead. As Hogg goes in and bowls, it flicks onto the slip, and Harrison is walking as well. Daniel Hogg strikes again. It's a maiden fifer in his county debut. And, well, he could have bowled a better ball, could have bowled a worse ball to pick it up. But what's important is that one of those tail-enders is taking the long walk back to the pavilion.
Daniel Hogg, take a bow. 5-wicket haul for the youngster on debut. Picking up the mantle. Durham, a seamer down. Not just a seamer down, but Neil Wagner, their overseas player, unable to take part in this second innings. And Daniel Hogg is the man who has stepped up and picked up his 5th wicket. And Harrison goes, nice comfortable catch in the slips by Ashton Turner. And that'll make him feel good. He's missed a couple of chances in this game also. But Daniel Hogg has 5 for 55 here for Durham on debut.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you dream of as a young academy graduate as he is. Fantastic performance. But now this is where that maturity aspect comes into it as well. He's got to go again. You see him chatting to Ben Rain there as he comes into your picture. As I think this might be Ollie Stone that's walking out ready to bat. It's going to have a debrief from Lyndon James, trying to give any kind of indication of how on earth do you play Daniel Hogg.
Yeah, he is unit. He's a big, tall, fast bowler, Daniel Hogg. And wow, like what a moment for him. What a moment for Durham. What a moment for his family, for all his coaches that have been around. We talked about Michael Fishwick at Durham School, who's done a lot of work with him. John Windows has now produced another one. And you've just got the feeling that this Durham club keeps going from strength to strength.
Hogg in again and immediately straight onto line and length. 3 slips, 4 slips as well, really. There's a little bit of a space between McKinney and third. Then again, right with their tails up, right on attack mode. To support what could be a 6-fer as well on debut.
Yeah, why not grab 6, grab 7, young man.
In comes Hogg, charging in after the little skip.
What a shot.
Drown the ground. Lovely shot there from Stone. He's away. And away with a boundary as well. Just out of the long levers of Daniel Hogg.
Yeah, it's a glorious shot that from Ollie Stone, who presented a beautiful straight bat in his first innings as well. And that the real feature of that, he scored 18 in that first innings and batted for a while, along with James. But Daniel Hogg. Wow. So good.
Driving straight to rain. McKinney has indeed moved over the space and left it, the 4th slip open, so he is in more gully position now for these last 2 balls.
You might see the Durham lads with their hands in their pockets. They'll have hand warmers in there, so they get a bit pampered, these lot. It is a bit chilly out there, no doubt. But yeah, there'll be hand warmers. Don't just be thinking, oh, that's terrible, that. They've got their hands in their pockets. There is a purpose and a reason.
Lovely little movement again, but Stone manages to get it away. Just the 1 run. And that leaves 1 ball at Lyndon James. Who it's difficult to know which batsman really to try and go after here. You want to try and target both of them equally. James probably a little bit more so with that half century in the first innings, a little bit more batting prowess, shall we say. Fair play to Ollie Stone, who batted well for his 18 in the first innings, but James will definitely be the man that's more of a threat to whittle that remaining deficit down. A lovely ball again, good shape. Another fantastic Daniel Hogg over, headlined by his maiden fifer in first-class cricket. Nottinghamshire 238 for 8. They trail by 64.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from the young man. And brilliant from Scott Borthwick. So what he's doing is trying to get James off strike and allow his Durham bowlers to bowl at the lower order. So you'll see that Ollie Stone and you saw Harrison will face most of the balls in those partnerships. And that's good work from the captain, good awareness. But you need your bowlers to back that up. And Daniel Hogg gets a great round of applause from the members and from the coaching staff up on the balcony. 5 wickets. He'll be feeling top of the world. Well, he is already top of the world because he's 6'45". However, his mood and his adrenaline will be absolutely flowing now. And that's what's needed at the moment. As we're going to have a bowling change. It looks like Bustelader is going to have a crack now from the Lumley end to follow that excellent opening spell from Ben Rain. And you've got to remember that that is a partnership that started off Ben Rain bowling nice and tight. And that aids Daniel Hogg to pick up the wicket. So you've got to bowl in pairs. You've got to keep the pressure on from both ends. And now that falls on the shoulders, the broad shoulders of Bustelader. He has Ollie Stone in his sights as he comes in now. Stone up tall, trying to force that one away, but without any timing.
Interesting to see Bustelader get brought in this early in the game as well. Ben Rain only bowled a couple of overs in that spell, so there might be a potential to see Rain just being pushed to the other end. Try and have a go at the Finkel end as well.
64 runs behind at the moment. And Stone tries to get that away on the leg side. But straight to Graham Clark. Paul Coghlan there shining away. Trying to make sure that this ball stays new and shiny and get every ounce of it out of this very, very flat pitch. Vic and the ground crew must be really happy with the surface they've prepared. Lots of runs, lots of wickets. That is a gorgeous shot, but can't beat the field there. Just watching Parkinson there as he scrambled away and now having a look at his fingers. He's down on all fours there, but he's okay. He'll battle on, Parky. Durham's number 7 batsman, the new all-rounder for the team, as he pointed out.
It's just being moved back now as well on the offside.
Hopefully he turns around here in time, and he does. He wandered out, still having a look at his hand down there. It's his currency in those spinning fingers. Won't want to damage those.
Yeah, and it's never too comfortable when you go for a dive and you just either misjudge the slide or go down on one hand more than the other. You just feel that little jarring motion. That'll be what it is, especially early on in the day. Just coming up to 40 minutes play.
That square's rock hard as well. Oh, and that gets through. Has that hit him on the foot? I think that's bat. And Dan Hogg will come. James will come back for a second. It is leg byes, actually.
Ooh. That's interesting. It certainly sounded on first reaction that it was more willow as opposed to anything softer or fleshier.
Yeah, it was on the outside of the foot there, and it was, to be fair, just having a look on a replay, it was going well down leg side. Hence the kind of the half shout. It was a great Yorker from Delader. I'm sure James was expecting that. Maybe a couple of leg byes to the total. 241 now on the board for 8. Solid in defence there, James. Ends the over. From a Durham point of view, they'll be happy because it keeps Ollie Stone on strike. Another dot. Over number 96 in the books in the second innings. 241 for 8.
Well, I've seen a couple of these Yorkers early on in the proceedings. I don't think they were used quite enough during yesterday. Always a big fan of a Yorker, just making the batsman dig the bat straight into the ground and force the initiative. Otherwise, you're in a little bit of trouble either with LB or just straight bowled as well. So glad to see that in these early proceedings. They've been executed well as well so far from Delater and this man, Hogg, who's resuming from the Finkel end as well. So Rain is going to get a little bit of an extended rest. 4 slips back in place now. There is a fuller ball. Doesn't carry to the man, just finds the gap and races away for 4 now.
That's beautifully timed by Ollie Stone. It was full and he's played across the line of the ball but got more than enough on that. That absolutely raced away to the boundary. And Ollie Stone has a couple of boundaries as he moves into double figures already. Like I say, be looking to score here. Keep getting that deficit down, eating up the time with the hope that they can make Durham bat again, and with the hope that the radars are right and that they get a downpour here at Chesley Street this afternoon. But Durham just 2 wickets away now. 2 good pieces of cricket from wrapping up what would be a well-deserved victory here at the Seat Unique Riverside.
Bit of width, bit of carry there, bit of bounce from Hogg.
He might not like to have been hit for 4 there. Looked a bit more venom in that one.
It's been a punctuation, I think, of Nottinghamshire's performance throughout this match, is that sort of tenacity, that resilience, making it difficult for Durham. They've certainly not come here and just sort of accepted the medicine. They've made it as hard as possible. I mean, even look at the game situation now, 2 wickets away from the defeat. And still battling hard, under 60 remaining to try and force Durham back in again. Stone just trying to find that nice balance of get those runs scored but play patient as well. Good, honest, long form cricket.
And they'll no doubt be looking over the pavilion, checking the skies and just hoping that comes a little bit earlier than forecast. But Durham on the march.
Another angle in there from Hogg. Coughlin comes up to do the fielding. Yeah, it's the skies to our left-hand side. Just trying to peer over and through the windows. It's mostly grey skies. There's a little patch of blue.
Yeah, it's trying.
And I can see.
That's about the only blue sky we can see, isn't it? It's grey, darker grey, lighter grey, a little bit of white and more grey in the skies at the moment.
Well, it's
No
all
rain,
gold
though.
for this man right now. Angled in again. Started out nice and wide, but got that movement straight off the pitch. Stone not willing to offer anything, any inch of glory though, to this Durham attack.
Starting to look a bit tired here. It's been a long spell from the young fella. Like I say, no doubt he'll be sore. Got the little double teapot on there as well. Just trying to suck the air in. Just making sure that the next ball that he bowls has got every ounce of energy that he has on it.
What can he produce? Good length, but tucked away just for the 1 run. Delater will do the fielding. Does keep Ollie Stone on strike though. End of the over, 246 for 8.
I don't know if that's deliberate or not, but I reckon the chat from Ben Rain was make sure he gets a single. Get him back on strike and let Bustelator have a crack at him. For all that James is the in-batsman and would be the prize wicket, you don't care if he's not out if Durham pick up the last 2. And Ollie Stone is back on strike. He's 10 from 12. Sorry, 11 from 13 now as my scoreboard ticks over. 2-4. Last one was a beautiful shot through mid-wicket. As Bustelator is now in search of the 9th wicket. Ollie Stone just falling over a little bit on that one. But negotiates it well. Just holding his shape there. fighting against trying to flick that down the leg side as he practices there, just standing nice and straight and presenting a full bat face.
Good delivery as well to start that over off. Just angling towards middle and leg this time as opposed to the typical middle and off. Try and give again that nice variation, a little bit of difference.
It's interesting, I think Durham have picked up on that as well, as Alex Lees is going to go into a catching position right on the edge of the pitch on the onside. As you can see on your screens there, number 19 on his back. And not on his backside, as he's presenting beautifully to the screen. And a short ball from Deleda. Yeah, Durham just maybe noticing something in Ollie Stone's technique there of him falling across the crease and bringing that catching man in. 2 slips still in place. And then pretty much a ring field, a point cover mid-off on the offside. The man just, well, what would you say, not quite mid-wicket, not quite square leg, in between there and a mid-on. Stone drives that nicely back to Deleda, who athletically grabs it out of the air. And then Dan Hogg contemplating all things in life at the moment, but he'll be feeling pretty good down at square leg, deep square.
Yeah, we had to wipe a big smile off his face, I think, despite what the result may end out to be. But yeah, just talking about and going onto that conversation about going after Ollie Stone, I think it's the sort of your traditional sort of cricket mentality, isn't it? Go after the tail enders. And
and that pops up but doesn't quite get back to the bowler, all to Alex Lees in that catching position. And that might be just signs that the roller is starting to wear off and a bit more natural variation out of this pitch. Buster does hit the pitch hard. He's not a tall man, but he's really strong.
yeah, despite the really lovely drive that he played for 4 off of Hogg last over, Ollie Stone, a couple of deliveries here. He hasn't looked totally comfortable, hasn't looked fully in control.
And he sways out of the way of that bouncer from Deleda quite nicely. Deleda a bit disappointed that wasn't straight enough to challenge Ollie Stone, who played it nicely. We kept getting these two mixed up, Ollie Stone and Lyndon James. 8 and 9 on their backs. They run similarly, they look similar. But 2 very fine cricketers, and they're right in this battle for Nottinghamshire at the moment.
Yeah, from their point of view, it's partnerships that build cricket and that win games as well, or in this case, getting Nottinghamshire closer to the draw potentially here, but these 2 are important.
A little bit of swing back in there from Deleda. Again, Stone negotiates that one as he drives it to Alex Lees, and that ends the over. A maiden over from Bus Deleda. He now has figures of none for 51 from 19. I'm just wondering how long it will be until we see Parkinson back in the attack, but that won't be now, as the main man Ben Rain is going to bowl from the Finkel end again.
Yeah, had a hunch that he might have been prepping for a switch of ends. Once he started from the Lamley end this morning, if you're just joining us, you've already missed a couple of wickets. It's all been happening as advertised here for this morning session on day 4. Ben Rain started from the Lamley end, but bowled from the Finkel end to end yesterday. Got that wicket as well of Luke Fletcher catching the top of off stump. The night watchman after maybe a misjudged leave from the night watchman as well. This is where he likes to operate from this end. So hopefully, Lyndon James on strike, they can get after him. Just 2 slips in play. Oh, and already lovely delivery. James hangs the bat out and it sails past to Ollie Robinson.
That was so close to the outside edge. I'm watching on the monitor here rather than watching the live stuff out the window. And man, that just beat the outside edge.
It's exactly what you want from your prime pace bowler, as the skipper, as the head coach Ryan Campbell as well. Love to see that in the change of ends already. The strategy showing a little glimpse of success. Rain charges in. Again, bowls that one just a little wider. James smart enough to leave this one alone.
He's a good operator and has been from a long time, Ben Rain. The leader of this Durham attack now for a few years since the departure of Chris Rushworth down to Warwickshire. And he's picked up that mantle alongside his bowling performance. Will no doubt be giving lots of advice to young Daniel Hogg. See if Hoggy gives him any advice there. I'm taking all the wickets, mate. This is how you do it. I'm not sure you get a word out of Hoggy actually out there. He's a quiet man.
Yeah, it was certainly very, very respectful and mild-mannered in his interview at the end of yesterday's play. Played down his performance, joked with Scott Borthwick about his catching prowess, and spoke to one of our wonderful technical team here that helped produce these broadcasts for everyone to enjoy. Well, the slips practice was going on as well. I think maybe Scotty will be paying a little more attention here this morning.
He's grabbed one already, hasn't he? And Ashton Turner's grabbed another one in the slips.
Oh, another good delivery there. Just shaping back in, trying to, similar to how he managed to dismiss Fletcher at the end of day 3, try and clip the top off stump. But this one just a little too high.
Very watchful Lyndon James. 56 off 137 balls in the first innings. Currently has 17 to his name from 41.
Yeah, he's a competent little batsman, Lyndon James. 5th highest in the Nottinghamshire run scoring charts before this game was played. That one stayed a little low for Ben Rain. 422 runs off of the previous 10 matches. A high score of 106, averaging just over 42 a go. So certainly good option to have down towards that lower middle order, especially when you're in a situation like this, facing Ben Rain, charging in with 5 dot balls in a row, and the tailwind well and truly behind Durham. Man on the leg side comes in, and it's a good length. Once again, a maiden over. Stop me if you heard that one before. From Ben Rain, end of it. 246 for 8.
Number 8. Maiden over, number 8 for Ben Rain. 2 for 50 from his 22. And the going is good so far this morning for Durham. The 2 umpires just getting together, having a chat with, I think, George Drizzle. And they're going to remove their cap, so that indicates just how windy it is out there now. I think Paul Baldwin will be telling him, I've got a cap up there. A story from my son who works within Durham said that Peter Hartley was in the club shop looking for a white cap. But the only one that they had was a Durham white cap, and he thought it might have looked a little bit biased if he walked out to umpire with a Durham cap on. So he went capless that was on day 2, I believe. You can see there that umpire Baldwin. Sunglasses on head, but no hat. And Callum Parkinson gets his mitts on the ball.
Yeah, you were wondering as to how soon we'd see Callum Parkinson. 51 minutes into the day, past that really important half an hour period where Durham did get those 2 wickets that we thought was going to be needed to really try and secure this victory without having to bat again. And now it's Parkinson to have a go from the Lumley end.
Oh, bowl it now. Just a stone pulled away. It was like club cricket, that. If that was club cricket, they still would have bowled it.
Yeah, a couple of times that happened yesterday.
Does get through his overs quickly, Parkinson. And oh, that's good. Stone going back to a very full ball. Clark on the leg side again. I prefer him on the offside. I don't know why. But we'll see. They've been alternating between that position over the last few days. Stone defends nicely. Maybe they can get one either side to Ollie Stone.
Yeah, they tried that yesterday, I think. And I'm with you.
Goes through the hands of Graham Clark at bat pad, and will get Ollie Stone off strike.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ash. I like the back pad and the one catching short as well on the offside as well. Just brings both those aspects into play. Stops any sort of temptation of doing that, just trying to squirt one down towards the fine leg area or sweep.
Oh, that's a beautiful ball from Parkinson. Nicely played by James.
And then, of course, on the offside, you've got one just catching short of it, just pops up and hits off the face of the bat, the outside edge, and onto the foot potentially.
And again, lovely line from Parkinson. He's getting the ball to drift in despite a really strong cross breeze. That is working against that drift.
Fine leg just come up as well.
Yeah, trying to save the one. And that ends a good over from Parkinson. Settles straight into his work. Just the one from it. Ends his 28th over. He hasn't taken a wicket yet in this second innings. He has none for 48. Has done a great job holding one end up with Durham being a seamer short.
Always economical in Nico and Parkinson. It was in the last innings as well. Averaging 1.37 off of his 19. Took 2 for 26 during that time. One of the men that he got is out there right now. Ollie Stone bowled him for 18.
Yeah, bowled him around his legs. Trying to sweep it. You might feel a bit aggrieved that he hasn't got a wicket in this innings with an assist from Graham Clark's right foot that lobbed back to him. Durham were convinced that that was out. Replays, to be fair, showed that it probably was out, but I don't think you can give that out as an umpire.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, when you're in that situation trying to watch it live.
Yeah.
Obviously, it all happened at such a quick speed. Ourselves, me and Sam in the commentary box watched it at full speed. Obviously, thought an initial reaction was out, but then when you slow it down, often it makes it more difficult to really say concretely that, okay, that's definitely out, because of how quick that ball has managed to jump off the bat, jump off Graham Clark's foot, and then looping into Parkinson's hands as well. But you're right in saying 28 overs of work, none for 48, Callum Parkinson right now. He'd love a wicket, as would this man, as rain gets Stone driving. That brings applause from the slips cordon.
Yeah, like I say, I think the replays have probably shown that it was out, but from an umpire's point of view, that's all happened so quickly. It wasn't as if it was a slow deflection off the bat either. It was a full-blooded shot. And it's hit probably the toes of Clark and lobbed back. And like I say, the benefit of replays shows that, but yeah, umpires that don't get that opportunity, unfortunately.
Good shape in there from Rain, again trying to zero in on that top of off stump. Lee's doing the fielding short.
Starting to get a little bit gloomy out there, actually. I'm wondering if... I mean, I keep saying this, we have the benefit of beautiful tinted windows in here because we're so pampered. But it is getting gloomy. I wonder if the lights will come on at some stage. As the wind seems to have picked up. As you can hear through our effects mic.
There's the shorter one, and that's dabbed down and played nicely by Ollie Stone. And that's McKinney that does the chasing.
I think we've got George Drizzle on the field there at the moment. I don't know if Clark's gone off to do some little bit of work on his protective equipment with him being under the helmet and the shin pads, etc. for Callum Parkinson. But yeah, George Drizzle out there. I just noticed that the number 8 flashed up on his back there.
Yeah, back on that earlier point you were talking about the light as well. That's what I thought the umpires were initially coming together to discuss, was to get the light reader out and try and see, okay, how much can we get away with? How much more time can we afford? Obviously, I imagine it'll be on the umpire's mind slightly as well about the potential weather forecast as rain comes in, bowls. Good length again into Lyndon James. Yeah, I think they'll certainly be conscious of the fact that time is going to be important. Good over rate, obviously maintained through yesterday's play for bowling for Durham. Last ball of this Ben Rain over. Turns on his mark and strides. And again, holds that good length, trying to catch that middle and off. Just going to be the one run off of this over, but importantly, it means that Parkinson will have Ollie Stone up for company. 248 for 8.
Yeah, another tidy over there from the veteran. As Clark does come back on now. Maybe some adjustments to his protective equipment as George Drizzle goes off. You can see there from our great shots up on the roof. Stevie boy up there, braving the elements. Those clouds are moving pretty swiftly, as you can tell. Lots of grey, a little bit of white, and I'm just trying to search for any bit of blue sky, and I don't think I can see any.
No, there's a very, very small peak, but it's merely a glimpse.
50 shades of grey out there. And that one's defended by Ollie Stone. You've got to admire the members and the fans that are here watching this, hoping that Durham wrap up victory as they are themselves wrapped up out there. Stone plays that nicely up tall, punching to Alex Lees at mid-off.
Yeah, great credit to those that have travelled up or down, depending on their geography. Love their cricket and be loving what they're seeing.
Yeah. I was going to say Parkinson, I'll just be noticing here Ollie Stone looks like he's more comfortable off the back foot. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him set him up and maybe try and fire one through. Oh, and he's back to a half volley there as Parkinson hands on head.
Yeah, a couple of times yesterday, dragged one down occasionally. Parkinson trying to rip that through.
A bit of turn there for Parkinson, but well left by Stone. More than capable with the bat, Ollie Stone's on 13 now from 31 deliveries. Parkinson racing through the over. Scorers, ... ends another over from Parkinson. And he bowls his 12th maiden of his innings. 29 overs in, none for 48 for Parkinson. Tidy work, quick work, so that also might be working to Durham's advantage that they're racing through the overs here in pursuit of the final 2 wickets. That would see them victorious. Both teams starting the game on equal points on the table. And Durham, as we've said, and I do kind of apologise that we're probably the most biased stream in the world, but we are Durham Live. And I think that they've played all the cricket in this game, and if they get victory, it's well deserved.
Rain resuming from the Finkel end as the first one keeps a little low. You're just joining us. Welcome. Missed the first hour of play. First hour that has already seen 2 wickets fall from Nottinghamshire. First, the catch of Jack Haynes. Borthwick caught off the bowling of Daniel Hogg. And then not too far later, Hogg striking once again to remove Calvin Harrison for just a single run. Bouncer from Rain.
Oh, I like it.
Nice one as well there, just shaped to come in a little straighter as well, as opposed to that bouncer with width that could just be cut away with a bat through the offside for 4. Instead decides, no, you've got to take me on the leg side. We've got a little bit of cover out there, and we want Stone back on strike. So pull me to the leg side if you dare. Lyndon James.
A little tempter that one, wasn't it? There, outside the off stump, was James going to be prepared to have a drive at that one? But definitely in a defensive mindset right now. 17 from 51. It's always tough this. You're fighting pretty much your natural instincts. You, as a batsman, you want to score runs. And at this stage, it's all about survival for Nottinghamshire.
Partnership that's currently worth 15 runs. Ollie Stone doing a majority of the work in it. Interestingly,
he's facing a lot of balls as well, isn't he? Faced 32 so far, Stone. James, 51.
Tries to go a little bit back of a length again. There's a lot of fielders in close on the offside. You've got what? Point. Cover looks like it's just coming in a little bit further in as well. Mid off. He's in sort of a regulation position with the bowler.
James was bounced out by Ben Rain in the first innings. Two men now catching in the covers.
Goes fuller, and it is a lovely delivery as well. Just about Yorker length. Manages to just tail in towards that leg stump. Rain looks back and immediately tries again. It's a long conversation. He'll be fighting all elements out there to try and talk to his captain, Borthwick. The distance, the wind as well. Swirling around the Seaton Riverside as again now mid-off is coming out.
Squeezes on. Ben Rain's got everybody catching. I love it.
Very, very aggressive field. Hogs in close.
We can get a wide shot there. The whole infield are basically in catching positions.
Big V shape around the long striker's end. Staring down Lyndon James. Wide and left for the last ball of the over.
Guess what?
Get the soundboard out. It's a Ben Rain maiden over. His 9th of the second innings spell. 24 overs bowled, 2 for 51 on the scorecard. But the all-important total, 248 for 8.
Yeah, good stuff. Ben Rain just trying to get something in Lyndon James's mind that he's going to do something different. James more than up to the task there, just allowing that one through to the keeper. Lots of discussion now from the Durham Brains Trust. Parkinson, Lees, Scott Borthwick and Paul Coughlin. Cogger's poor wife Gemma must be sick of watching him shine that ball, that is for sure. There's a huge streak down the back of his right leg. And if he turns around, or you will see at some stage, along his stomach as well, there's a huge... And he's going to now call for his helmet and a box. I think he might go into a catching position as well.
I like this. It's exactly what we were calling for, wasn't it? Not only get the bat pad in, but also get someone catching on the offside as well. Take those short options out of Ollie Stone's mind completely. Make him play forward, as opposed to being able to just sit back as he has done and just dab those little flights down towards either of those catching places for safety.
The two Ollies in full discussion there. Ollie Stone and Ollie Robinson behind the stumps.
Also saw Graham Clark having a little bit of a warm up.
His little leg spinners, yeah, I saw that. I wasn't going to go there, but you never know. Ashton Turner watching on intently, hands in pockets, no doubt. Gripping some hand warmers. Borthwick and Parkinson in discussion. Borthwick now joins the Shining Brigade.
Speaking of those bowling a little bit of part-time spin, Ashton Turner had a go yesterday, bowled pretty decently as well.
Yeah, not the worst off-spinner.
None for 6 of his short 3-over spell. Borthwick as well, only going for 3 runs as his most expensive over, and then 2, 2, 2 and a 2 as well for his 5 overs. So
yeah, just none for 11. Not surprised that Parkinson's been the workhorse. He's got through 29, about to start his 30th over. Ben Rain has 24, Dan Hogg 23, and Buster Lader 19 to complement the spinners as Parkinson's going to start again around the wicket. 2 catches in place, and that hits Coughlin right in the grill first ball, much to the amusement of Ollie Robinson behind the stumps.
Well, it's always the risk you run as soon as you're under the lid.
And Robinson on the back foot. Sorry, Robinson at Stone on the back foot. Robinson's still laughing, I think. They're going to swap sides now. The funny thing is, if that was a batter that got hit in the helmet, there probably would have been a whole concussion protocol done, but I'm not sure why that hasn't happened. Maybe that Coggers is the 12th man. We're not bothered.
Yeah, it happened a few times. It was Matt Montgomery in particular that wore quite a few deliveries into the body, two into the helmet actually, one into the grill, one into the lip of the helmet.
Oh, and wide and flat. That's the one. He's just got that a little bit wide there. Parkinson, I've been waiting for that ball. And Ollie Stone just watched it go through to the keeper. Graham Clark getting as close as he can. And just testing umpire Baldwin's patience by putting his foot on the pitch, which would absolutely be a no ball. However, he's in a legal position at the moment. And he's avoiding that one as Stone drives beautifully off the back foot, and that will run away for 4. Nicely played by Stone. Up tall, presenting a full face of the bat and getting his rewards with a boundary. He moves on to 17.
250 up as well for Nottinghamshire. It's taken them a long time. 414 minutes, 103.5 overs. They've made a lot of work of it, but they've done the hard things right.
They're still there. That is the most important thing. They're not giving up. Both of these batsmen now on 17. Durham searching for these last 2 wickets. 51 minutes till lunch. By all the radars that we've seen just after the lunch break, all hell's going to break loose in the northeast. Oh, and that one keeps low. And Stone keeps it out, importantly from Nottinghamshire's point of view. And Durham will be a little bit frustrated by this partnership now. 252 for 8 on the board, 104 overs in.
And importantly as well, just a 50-run deficit now with what looked close to insurmountable at the start of the second innings for Nottinghamshire, given the way that Durham were bowling. But give them credit, they've dug in to important partnerships right at the start of the openers. Haseeb Hameed and Ben Slater worth 52, then Slater and Jack Haynes, Jack Haynes and Matt Montgomery, 96-run partnership, really bringing Nottinghamshire back into the equation. And now these two as well, Stone and James, making a nuisance of themselves.
Yeah, 19 on these two and 59 balls. So that will be frustrating Durham as they search for wicket number 9.
Rain going to come back into the attack. Still got the man catching short on the leg side. Just taking a few steps back though as Rain comes in and goes short. Graham Clark it is still under the helmet, so Coughlin still licking his wounds, I think, from being hitting the chops earlier on. I think he might not even be on the... Yeah, is it still on the field, I think? Just at mid-on. That's Hogg on mid-on. Drizzle on at mid-off.
I'm just looking for red from this distance.
I think he might be off the ground.
Might be right.
So he's really thrown his toys out of the pram. Second
It's a
slip.
tragedy
Yeah.
that. Such a good athlete being stuck under the helmet. But he has got great hands.
Rain changes his angle.
I like it.
Goes around the wicket, and the first delivery from James is just pushed to the leg side, to the leg slip. That's in play.
Neil Wagner inspired tactics now. Ben Raines having a crack round the wicket, trying to get up into the rib cage and into the armpit of Lyndon James. Alex Lees already took a catch. I think it was off Montgomery in the first innings. Actually paddled one round the corner to him.
Was indeed just off an 8-run return as well.
Oh, that's good.
Fired down the leg side. It's a good, different little change in tactic here from Ben Raine as we're swiftly approaching that lunch break. Had Ryan Campbell in yesterday, and we asked him about, obviously with the absence of Neil Wagner, is there maybe a little bit of inspiration being drawn from him while he's watching on as well? And he said, yeah, it's definitely something that's stayed true, obviously with the performance that he did put on while bowling in days 1 and 2.
Nice and accurate from Ben Rain around there, making sure that it's at the body of James. But yeah, and this is where you've got to admire Durham's performance. Neil Wagner hasn't been able to participate in this second innings. And that would have been plenty of discussion overnight, no doubt. Day 2 going into day 3. What do we do here if we bowl Notts out? With the bowlers needing rest. So Durham have been in the field pretty much for, well, what, 2 full days already. Oh, and that's a little bit aerial.
It's nice though from Rain there. Just a slight back of a length, allowing James to just try and guide that one up in towards the leg side. That's where you wouldn't mind that one short. That's silly mid on.
Drizzle the man, you're absolutely right. Coghlan coming back down the steps now. Drizzle out on the field.
And there might be even more so in 2 hours' time as well, if the
Yeah,
rain
got
has to be believed.
Rain bowling with Drizzle fielding it. It's not good signs for what's to come this afternoon.
Believe I learned about that in literature school and GCSE and A-level. Pathetic fallacy, I believe they call that. As Rain's going to come back over the wicket for this last ball of the over to Lyndon James. Goes fuller. James defends.
It's Rain to Drizzle.
Rain to Drizzle to a third maiden on the spin for Ben Rain as well. End of the over, 252 for 8.
And another one. Another maiden over. Tick another one off. Oh, maiden over number 10 for Ben Rain. 2 for 51. Graham Onions wanders down in front of us, having a lap. Keeping an eye on his charges. No doubt. Concerned but really proud of the effort that they've put in over these 2 days on this really flat wicket. 18 of the 20 wickets required. Got the help of a cheeky run out as well, which is always great from a bowling unit on these pitches. But the battle will continue between Parkinson and Ollie Stone. It's on 17 not out. Lyndon James on 17 not out also. The minimum overs remaining in the day, it says 78, but I'm not sure that that is going to be the case. As Stone gets that one away into Clark. Oh, that's a tempter. And that's the thing I like about having 2 men on each side. That just puts something in the batsman's mind. And that's really turned that one. Ended up in the webbing of Ollie Robinson's glove behind the stumps. Getting him on the front foot now.
It's good from Parkinson, as always. Very economical, very smart. Use of the spin, use of the variation.
Oh, and a bit of drift and whipped away by Ollie Stone, and some good fielding there. I think that's the skipper, Scotty Borthwick, doing the fielding. Who's that partnership on now to 20? The deficit 50. Sorry, is it 51? Is it 49?
49.
Yeah, just a little bit behind there. Nicely defended by James.
Getting nice and wide on that crease, isn't he, Parkinson, when he
drift
takes his final stride to bowl.
What has happened there? It's beaten everything. Beaten the butt, beaten the legs and the gloves of Robinson, and has gone away for 4. And another good over from Parkinson. A couple of things happening there. A couple of times he's beaten the edge. And I think, like I said, I think that fielder just in the batter's eye line just makes you do something a little bit different. But another 4 runs there. That ends the over from Parkinson. He has none for 53. Score 257 for 8 now. 106 overs done. Ollie Stone now in the lead on 18 not out. Lyndon James on 17 not out. But the deficit is now down to 45.
Another bowling change. Baz Delader coming into the attack from the Finkel end. Currently none for 51 of his 19 overs that he's bowled through this second innings. One of the two primary bowlers for Durham that haven't picked up a wicket just yet, in Delata and Parkinson.
Yeah, none for 51 so far from 19 overs for Delata. Also quite economical. He's got through 8 maidens as well in his spell. But it's not maidens or economics that they're looking at the moment. They're looking for wickets.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them make this change now, try something a little bit different. About, what, 40 odd minutes away from lunch as advertised.
Oh, wow.
Goes straight in with a bouncer. They kept it a bit low as well.
I do not know how that's missed the gloves or the bat of Ollie Stone there, as he's gone to duck it and took his eyes off it. And it must have been millimetres away from collecting something there on the way through.
That's exactly what you want from those bouncers, though, isn't it? It's just that one that, like we said earlier on in the day, we're just seeing it again now. Oh, wow.
That's incredible. It's very lucky, Ollie Stone there.
This time a bit of width from Delata. I feel a little bit bad there. I felt like I slightly undersold that in real time, but that was close indeed. It was a very good starting delivery to open up another spell from Delata. Still got those 2 slips in. Still got that man on the leg side catching as well. Just off of back pad. Cover mid on. And mid off as well. Full face defence there from Stone. Looked like a little bit slower, that one.
Agreed. Full conversation between the two batters, keeping each other going, working hard, trying to force a result for Nottinghamshire, which would be a draw.
Shorter again, this time Stone back foot and punches down to mid-off. Yeah, it'd be such a well-earned draw as well, a hard-fought-for draw.
Yeah, I think either way, I think Durham definitely deserve everything they get out of this game. That, like we say, we keep going back to the toss. Hamid won the toss, put Durham into bat, and 531, I think it was, for 7. Indeed it was. It was a great return with the bat for Durham.
Short, high, no ball called by the umpire. So charge 2 runs, and Delata will have to do that one again. Not seen many of those throughout Durham's bowling overs. They've been pretty clean with the height on the front foot. But it is more runs onto the board.
Only the 3rd no ball.
That's better from Delata. Big quick call of yes, and Coughlin, usually so good in the field, doesn't quite get his paw around that one. And Stone is able to scamper through. Wise from Ollie Stone there.
It was a 2nd no ball, was it, I think?
Yeah, I've got
Second.
the 2nd.
Yeah.
Daniel
No,
Hogg
right.
with 1 and Baz Delata with 1.
Yeah, no, you bang on. Great scorebook, that. I love it.
Last to come for Baz Delata of this over. Wide of the crease, wide of the bat, and wisely.
Very wide on the crease there, not far off a back foot no ball actually from Bustelator.
Yeah. James pulled the bat away though. End of the over, 260 for 8. The deficit now is just 42 as we are close to lunch.
Great work from these two, battling it out for Nottinghamshire. You've got to say that they've worked really hard up against it from the moment that Durham declared on 531 for 7. Started off really well in that first innings. Hamid and McCann batted beautifully, and then Neil Wagner chimed in with 4 wickets. And Nottinghamshire's tail, middle, lower order, kind of rallied a little bit behind James, and Stone and Harrison kept Durham out there. And then 2 wickets early yesterday, and then Durham toiled again, picked up 2 late wickets yesterday and 2 wickets early this morning, and are now 2 wickets away from victory. But you'd have to say, in both ways, Durham have worked really hard to take 18 wickets on this pitch and not battling to survive.
Yeah, it goes back to your point you made earlier about the ground staff.
Oh, wow. And that's a beauty from Parkinson. Finds the outside edge of Stone. I thought they'd missed that altogether and was just hitting him right on the back knee in front of middle stump. Parkinson can't quite believe it.
Yeah, I was waiting for everybody to get ready to go up in celebration and an appeal, but yeah, credit Ollie Stone there with the bat work. Moves on to 20 unbeaten.
A couple of slips now in place rather than the bat pad on the offside. And that beats the outside edge. So Parkinson just starting to get this ball to talk off the surface. The heavy bales are just having a little wobble. Coghlan just putting the helmet on there in that second slip position.
He's got flashbacks.
And then the straight honour from Parkinson. Was close enough to off stump, but yeah, put a bit of theatre on it. Graham Youngins to be waving to his parents, no doubt, who kind of sit down in that area. James stands up tall and punches that out to the sweeper on the offside, which is Buster Leader. Out in the deep. And he'll pick up another single.
Yeah, back to the point that I was going to make before Parkinson started roaring through this over.
He's so quick, isn't he? And good flight and drift again from Parkinson.
Yeah, we had a member of the ground staff on John yesterday, and he said that this is probably the pitch that the ground crew, Vic and the team, are the most happy with throughout this season. Done a little bit of everything. Got a little bit for the batsmen. Obviously, the wickets have been falling as well that Durham have been able to take. And it's just a good 4 days cricket.
Yeah, it is. And there's got to be something in it for everybody, hasn't there? And that's what makes a good pitch. There's just a change of gloves here for Ollie Stone. Ends over number 108 now. Parkinson ends up with none for 56 from 32. Stone's moved on to 21 and James resolute 18 from 66.
And that's a good word to adjudicate the entire attitude of Nottinghamshire, particularly in this second innings. Resolute. They've said it time and again. They've dug their heels in, formed partnerships when it mattered, made it difficult for the Durham bowlers when they've mattered. Because that's, I think, one of the few things that have been missing from the Durham bowling performance, the bowling attack, is chaining 3 wickets together. They've been able to get them in twos and in bunches of twos, which is always great. Get the bunches of wickets. Oh, big shout there as Delata charges in. Exasperation starting to show on the Durham fielders' faces and attitudes. They're going to want another one of those important wickets very, very soon before lunch. But yeah, as I was saying, one of the few things they've been missing, they've got those wickets in couples, but they've not got them in trios and really allowed the bowlers to flow. Nottinghamshire have done very, very well of defending when they need to, scoring when they're able. Delata up a little bit, but straight to Hogg, who loses his hat and he's going to have to go chasing for it as well.
Yeah, look after that, mate. You only get one of those. But yeah, that lead now for Durham is only 39. So this partnership just chipping away at that.
30 runs this partnership's worth now between Stone and Lyndon James. Delata comes in again. Leaping and on the back foot. I think Scott Borthwick just having a little bit of a wander over towards the sort of shallow third man area. It's more like a fly slip. Yeah, man in the hand with the hands in pockets.
Yeah, he'd be just having a chat with Alex Lees there, just getting his thoughts. He's got some good people to sound off there, Ashton, Turner and Lees.
Nice bounce up, nice shorter one. Stone ducks out the way, managed to keep the hands low as well.
Yeah, just a little bit wide that one, wasn't targeting Ollie Stone's body in any shape there. Stone allowing that one easily through to the keeper. Unlike the first one, where the first ball of his spell, wasn't it, where he just took his eyes off it a little bit and nearly gloved it through to Ollie Robinson behind.
That's nice. Turned away from Ollie Stone. But decent execution. There it is again, exactly as you were saying, Ash. Directed straight towards the body, forcing him to play out high or play off the hip. Try and bring that catching man on the leg side into play. For one, he just missed times, just misjudges. And just palms it into Graham Clark's waiting hands.
Yeah, much better. Just angled in, but quite nicely negotiated there from Stone. Just got up high, didn't he, and knocked it around the corner, kept it down.
Oh, and then flings the bat at that one, James. And it glides straight through to Ollie Robinson. Applause rippling through. Seat Unique Riverside. Another great over from Baz Delata. Just the 1 run from it. Nottinghamshire advanced to 264 for 8.
Yeah, good that from Delata. Just coming wider on the crease, Bus. And just probably drawing James into one that he didn't want to play at, but with the angle, felt the need to flirt with that one as it went through to Ollie Robinson behind the stumps. At 38 now, Nottinghamshire trailed Durham by. Still the 2 wickets. And what Durham will also have an eye on is the clock, because there's only half an hour to the lunch break. As Parkinson's back in. And Stone defends on the back foot again. 2 slips in place and a short leg.
One of those Ashton turnovers. Deep in applause, and then straight back into his pockets, reaching for those hand warmers, no doubt.
Yeah, not quite Perth weather. Maybe Perth, Scotland, but definitely not Perth, Western Australia.
More Melbourne than Perth.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Parkinson just... Again, a little bit of chat there. Ollie Stone pulling away. Nicely defended, but just drawing Ollie Stone out there.
We're officially at the mark. We're half an hour till lunch. We're back in that zone again where Durham really need to find themselves a wicket before the break. 2 would obviously seal the game and be asking the absolute maximum out of the Durham bowling attack, but they can get the 1.
Just got a message there from former Durham wicketkeeper Andy Fothergill as it's a quick single there. And both batsmen negotiate that well, but there was a little bit of panic there. Probably unnecessary at this stage from the Nottinghamshire batters. The last thing they need, really, after all their hard work, is a run out. But maybe is it time to see Scott Borthwick bowl a little bit of leg spin?
Yeah, it's exactly what dampened the opening out for Nottinghamshire as well, when Slater got himself run out, maybe a little unnecessarily.
Indeed. A little bit of bite from wider there from Parkinson, but he's raced through another over. This is like us on a Saturday in club cricket. They get through the overs and get off as quickly as possible, but unfortunately Durham are not trying to get off here. Only by taking 2 wickets they'll get off this park. As we have 110 overs now completed. 8 wickets down for 265. So they batted, what did they bat for? 78.3 overs in the first innings, Nottinghamshire. So some good work from Durham in the dirt. Approaching 200 overs. Pretty much 2 solid days in the field after batting for pretty much the first 4 sessions of the game, declaring with half an hour to go before lunch on day 2. And have been in the field ever since. It's not going to be Borthwick yet. Andy Fothergill, I'm with you. I'd like to see a bit of chaos that the leg spinner brings. Just something different. And it does look like the pitch is starting to turn a little bit.
And that's the second thing, I think, as Delata's going to start his next over of this spell. Oh, big wave.
I thought I heard a nick. Might be just wishing.
Well, certainly so did Scott Borthwick at first slip. Robinson, his leap was maybe a little bit more exasperation as to how that hasn't found its way onto an outside edge, but Stone just wafting the bat freely out there, trying to drive on the out towards the offside. Again, a good sign, and again, a good first delivery of a Baz Delata over. Follows up with one direct, but that's whipped away with authority by Ollie Stone. He'll get 4 more for that as well.
It's a real strong area for Ollie Stone. just in his technique, he just slides his back foot a little bit. And that's a real natural bat swing for him, hitting the ball to the leg side. And that brings the deficit down to 33. So important that they keep an eye on that also, these two.
Yeah, it's looking more and more likely as the overs tick on that to win this game, Durham will have to pad up. Oh, good bouncer. Good bite to that one into the gloves of Ollie Stone. Manages to see it away into the leg side. And rightfully so, he's going to take a minute or two here to gather himself.
He's played that pretty well, hasn't he? That was a naughty bouncer.
That was.
If we can get a shot there of Ollie Stone, he's taking his glove off and he's wringing his hand. So that's hit the top hand and it's hit it hard. It was a great bouncer that from Deleda. And Ollie Stone's managed to negotiate that it kept away from the two fielders that are waiting and catching positions.
Oh, outside edge from Lyndon James. It's going to squirt down to the vacant third man where there is no cover. And no chase from McKinney. Going to manage to find its way to the boundary rope again. Expensive over this from Baz Deleda. Gone for 9 already. And that deficit, again, keep an eye on it. 28 runs now until Nottinghamshire themselves take the lead.
Yeah, important runs. Ollie Stone calling for the physio here. I'm sure he'll battle on, but if nothing else, it'll just chew up a bit of the clock as we approach the lunch break. 25 minutes to go before lunch.
Deleda still with 2 balls left to bowl in this over as well. Now there's an inspection of the ball. Ben Rain bringing it over to the umpire.
Paul Baldwin, the man with the magic rings. That ball's gone through once. It's gone through twice. Carry on, Durham, is going to be the message. Ben Rain trying to hold his hand under it to say, look, it's stuck, it's not going through. And a bit of a joke there with umpire Baldwin, who did thankfully see the humorous side of that one. Ollie Stone, if Stevie can pan to the left of where the umpires are, he's just getting a bit of treatment from the physio.
Yeah, still not quite right since that bouncer got up and into the hand.
Poor Gemma Coughlin wincing again as Paul Coughlin's shining the ball on that jumper. Top man Stevie, good work. Ollie Stone just getting a couple of painkillers there and having a drink. But that was a good bounce of that from Deleda earlier in the over.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity as well here from physio and from Ollie Stone just to get even a message of just settle yourself from the coaching staff at Nottinghamshire. You've got 24 minutes now till advertised lunchtime. If you can see out the rest of this session along with Lyndon James, Nottinghamshire are going to be in a prime position to get a result out of it, as we said earlier on in the day and earlier on in this session. Certainly wouldn't be a undeserved result or an undue draw if that was to be the final result, but Durham will definitely feel hard done by it. They could have just done a little bit more. Deleda resumes.
Is that glove down the leg side and Robertson drops it? Definitely a chance. Definitely a chance. Sorry to jump in, Ben. I was just all excited there.
Absolutely not. I think I was taken aback at the glove work there from Ollie Robinson. Usually so sound, but there's a couple of opportunities now, a couple of times that the keeping hasn't quite been right from Ollie Robinson. There was that one that went through the legs off the bowling. I think it was Ben Rain from the Lumley end. Ooh.
Not a difficult chance either for somebody of his standard. He'd be disappointed with that, Ollie.
Well, he's got to pick his head back up for this last ball. Similar position, cry of catch, but it will fall short in front of fine leg. Well, the drama keeps on coming and the action will not relent. End of a 10-run over from Baz Deleda. 275 for 8.
Things just starting to happen now, aren't they, in this partnership? Where often as a tail ender you get to that point where you forget why you're out there. And Ollie Stone's done a brilliant job so far, along with Lyndon James. But now there's just a couple of little things happening. That was a big chance. That was a big chance. Ollie Robinson would be very, very disappointed he's put that down. But it's up to Durham now to make another chance and to grab it this time. Like we say, we've got all eyes on the clock as much as the wickets at the moment. And James back on strike, negotiates that one nicely from Parkinson. Clark trying to invoke the one hand, one bounce rule.
Yeah, important as ever, as I think see Scott Borthwick is getting himself loose.
Is
so,
he? Oh,
yeah,
good.
just waving the arms, doing the double windmill. So we might, with 22 minutes left to go, see some leggies.
That'll keep fathers happy. There he is. That's more than windmills. That's full bowling action from the skipper. Attempt there from Parkinson is driven away and beats Hogg at backward point and will run away despite the best efforts of the chase from Buster Leader, who does very well to maintain his footing and not slide headfirst down into the fence down to our right. As the lights do come on here, I'm not sure it's gloomier now than what it was in the past, but I'm not surprised that they're on.
Yeah, not surprised at all that the lights have decided to be switched on. Obviously, like you say, we're here through the tinted windows, and even just through those, it looks very, very overcast, very difficult visibility conditions out there.
23 now, the deficit. James defends nicely out into the offside with that boundary. 21 minutes on the clock, 23 runs on the board, and the magic number for Durham is 2. Can they take 2 wickets? Nicely flighted again by Parkinson. That ends another Parkinson over. 33 now, 34 now for him, none for 61. 112 overs complete. 279 for 8. James 27 from 77. Ollie Stone 28 from 64. And this partnership is now definitely in the annoying status for Durham. 46 from 108 balls.
We have our first rain delay in the county championship of the day. Hampshire and Essex match delayed by rain. Hampshire still trailing in Southampton by 311 runs. We also have our first result down in Division 2. Yorkshire winning by 4 wickets. Delayed coming round the wicket this time. It's Ollie Stone. Looks pretty good when it was Ben Rain had a try from around the wicket earlier on in the session. Now trying to pull all the potential tricks out of the bag here for the Durham attack to try and get these last 2 wickets before lunch, before that as forecast rain hits. Up and away. No one short there in fine leg, so we'll get the one and get Ollie Stone off of strike. On to 280 for 8 now, deficit of 22. Another quick check into Division 1 at the Oval. Lancashire had a little bit of a batting collapse. We're up 33 for 1 at one stage, now 98 for 5 at the Oval, still trailing by 142. Width from Delada, a little too much width there. James happy to see that one go into Robinson's gloves. Worcester require 60 runs to win against Kent as well. After they were all bowled out for 376, Worcester currently 41 for 2 in their second innings. Delada back over the wicket. Not a bad delivery, but a little too wide maybe. James latches onto it. Might not just get to the boundary rope. It won't. Good chasing out there down in the deep. And they'll come back for a couple. Partnership again, still just patiently ticking over. Another 2 to the total.
This ground is a really weird ground for rain. So I've just been having a look at the radar, and every time it looks like the rain was getting close to it, it kind of flicks away. But I'm sure we will get some showers this afternoon. But just how terminal will they be? And in fact, will this game be done by the time those showers hit?
Bounce from Delator. But skipping in towards the leg side. And Robinson had to take a couple of steps to his left to take that one into hands. See a little bit of blue sky, decent patch of blue sky actually, that's
tropical,
trying to make its way. Its best efforts to poke through and battle against this swath of grey overcast skies that are joining us here at Chester Street. Gets the angle in, but not angling in enough for Delator.
Getting quite close to bowling some back foot no balls there actually, Bus. He's trying to come wide of the crease. Umpire Hartley having a look at the front line there and scraping a little bit of debris away. But Parkinson's going to continue. Will we see Borthwick now from the Finkel end just to change it up a little bit?
I think you've got to. With 16 minutes left till lunch, Delator. Definitely, I think he's, 5-6 overs into this spell, I think. So he's definitely towards the end of his...
Yeah, he's bowled four in the spell.
Yeah, towards the end of his rope, the end of his tether. Maybe one more if they feel like that they can really try and get something out of Buster Ladder. Will be Parkinson though. Very crowded group around the bat.
It's good from Parkinson, really attacking the stumps there. Thick inside edge there. Durham keeping an eye on the clock. 15 minutes to lunch. Not definitely keeping an eye on the clock and the weather. Oh, an attempter, and Stone will be disappointed that he's played at that. That was wide of off stump. He's kind of had a little dab at that one off the back foot. Probably thinking I should have left that. When will that flatter arm ball come into play again? Not this time, as it's looped in the air. Good flight. And Stone obliging by driving, but can't beat mid-off.
Yeah, just swatted at that one there. Maybe even just a frustration shot from the last ball.
Both batsmen on 29. And another drive attempted. And Alex Lees does well to get round and prevent any runs there. Great contributions from these two. 29 from 81 James, 29 from 70 Stone. It's not just the runs, it is the time as well that this partnership has chewed up. Like we've said all morning, weather, well, there's always weather, but rain is definitely forecast, and some heavy stuff is forecast for this afternoon, as Parkinson's going to have a crack over the wicket. He did bowl Ollie Stone around his legs in the first innings, trying to sweep. I'm just going to bring a change in the field.
Yeah, again, it's really just a case of trying every potential combination.
Slip, leg slip, short leg, and a catching man on the leg side, and Stone just says, that's pitched outside leg, I'm going to kick that, and I cannot be out, and that ends the over from Parkinson. That's another maiden over. None for 61 from 35 for him. 13th maiden over of this innings. And in total, 69 overs remain in the day's play. We will definitely not get 69 overs in this day's play.
Now, I'll be very, very surprised, especially for what has been forecast leading up to today. Looks like Daniel Hogg going to come back into the attack here.
Don't mind that either.
He is indeed, from the Finkel end, with 13 minutes left until the lunch break. Baz Delator is indeed being brought out of the attack, but instead of Scott Borthwick twirling the leg spinners, he's jogging his way back to the slips cordon. And after a little rest, after a little adrenaline dump from his maiden 5-wicket haul, the applause around the ground as his name once again is announced. Hogg back into the attack. 5 for 65 of 23 overs bowled. Decent start from Hogg. James manages to get on the back foot and push it away for one.
Is that the 50 partnership?
That is the 50 partnership indeed. 78 minutes, 121 balls. Stone contributing 29, James 13. You were saying about the time that these two batsmen have both been out individually out there. 82 balls for James, 72 for Stone. It's a key point in some of the batsmen earlier on in the Northampton, the Notts innings, Nottinghamshire. Matt Montgomery out there for 164 deliveries before he was caught behind by Borthwick for his 38. Oh, wave there from Stone as it glides across into the leg side. Good take as well from Robinson. But yeah, these batsmen have had an uncanny ability and a great knack for just staying at the crease, eating up time, facing deliveries, and doing what they've done right now, frustrating the Durham bowling attack, forcing them into trying plans F through J.
Yeah.
Good Yorker there from Daniel Hogg.
Presents a lovely straight bat. Falls over a little bit at the crease, but normally presents a beautiful straight bat, Ollie Stone. Probably more comfortable on the back foot than the front foot.
So with that in mind, Hogg tries to go a little shorter. Draws a little outside edge, but manages to get away safely.
So yeah, they've been 80 minutes they've shared this partnership, which has been hugely vital for Nottinghamshire. Frustrating Durham.
Good delivery, but there again, that nice full face of the bat, guiding it into the leg side. Straight to Coughlin, who, once again, straight onto polishing duties. Calls of come on Hogg.
Come on the Hogg. 10 minutes to lunch.
Last delivery of this over. There's a new spell for Daniel Hogg. Oh, crashed into the pads. There was a step across and he's given it. But Daniel Hogg strikes yet again. Mon the Hogg was the call before the delivery. And Mon the Hogg will ring out around the Seat Unique Riverside. It was that step across from Ollie Stone beforehand. And he has to go. The partnership broken and 9 wickets down. Big, big moment in the game. And we return back to the man in form, the man on fire. What a day and what a session that he has had.
And what a bowling change. We're all calling for the leg spin and the skipper's gone, nah, I tell you what, I'm going to go back to my guy. My guy is Daniel Hogg, who now has 6 for 66. I'm not sure that's a great decision, if I'm honest. If I'm Ollie Stone, I'd be pretty disappointed there. That looked like it was high and going towards leg stump, but Durham won't care one bit. And I'll tell you what else, I think if I'll need to get this clarified, but if they're 9 wickets down, I'm sure they can extend play for an extra half an hour, so that again could hugely play into Durham's hands.
Yeah, I have to see what the decision is here from the umpires. They're having a little conversation as Brett Hutton will be the last man to face the Durham attack. He will be forced to face the next deliveries. As
Trying to grab a replay of that wicket there, so we get it. Yeah, it's not the word. Tell you what, it's not high, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe just angling in towards leg stump, but I've definitely seen worse given. And Durham might just feel that if that's one that's gone their way, then they've earned that.
I think it is that step across,
Yeah.
isn't it, that's just put that doubt in the umpire's mind.
It's a huge moment in the day. As Hutton comes to the crease, can he again frustrate Durham?
Well, for his sake, he'll be at the safe end, away from Callum Parkinson for now. 50-run partnership broken, thanks to the work and the effort of Ollie Stone. James straight away flicks leg side for one.
I tell you, it's good fielding there, preventing the second run, and now brings Hutton on strike. Daniel Hogg, what a day, 6 for 66. Absolutely incredible. And I tell you what, Hutton is going to get some company.
Here we go, why not? 7 minutes till advertised lunch, and we're going to get the whole group around. Almost like it's getting ready to take a family picture. You got Ben Rain putting a helmet on. Clark, I think that's still Coughlin there. We are getting an extra 30 minutes as well with that 9th wicket falling. So make that 36 minutes to advertise lunch.
It's nicely played out into the offside. But yeah, Hutton, you can see on your screens, has 2 slips, a man either side of the pitch, and Ben Rain under the lid at leg slip, all for company. Ooh, a little bit slower there from Parkinson, drawing Hutton out.
Well played though from Hutton, just guiding it into the small little vacant space that there is on that offside.
A little bit flatter and a bit straighter, that one from Parkinson, just trying to work the angles and the pace against Hutton, number 11. Oh, and that brings an inside edge. And there's a bit of confusion. Oh, wrong end. Wrong end for a run out. It's hard for Clark to see. Sorry, it's not Clark. Is it Coughlin there?
Yeah.
To see that as he's running away from the plane. He'll be relying heavily on shouts. But the first innings, 45 balls Hutton lasted before he was caught behind last man out in the first innings. So he batted for the best part of an hour. So no mug with the bat, Hutton. So Durham still got a lot of work to do to wrap this one up.
Yeah, and an 11-run contribution as well. An 11-run contribution would be important here if Lyndon James can just supplement those other 6 at the other end.
That one's fallen, driven out into the covers, but can't beat Bustalita in the covers. So the man of the moment is going to come back on. He gets a chance to bowl at Hutton and the chance to wrap things up and bowl Durham to what would be a great victory. Daniel Hogg on debut, 6 for 66.
Understandably, a big conference going on between Lyndon James and Brett Hutton right now. It was this man, Daniel Hogg, that got him in the first innings. As Ash said, caught behind. Can he do it again? Can that youth inspire him? Can that crowd and the belief that's been reignited and re-injected back into the Durham attack inspire him? Some blue sky and maybe, dare I say, some sunshine.
Stop it.
Teasing us to try come out to play to our left-hand side. Here's Hogg. Oh, lovely delivery straight away. Angling towards middle and leg. Hutton provides the defence.
It's been kind of a 1 brings 2 game, so hopefully from a Durham point of view, I think you mentioned earlier that wickets have kind of fell in 2s throughout play.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the fall of wicket over count. First one, 14.4. Second one, 16.3. The later comes in. Hogg, I should say. Ooh. Rides up a little bit there on him, Hutton.
Yeah, he stays a bit low, very crouchy in his stance, isn't he?
Mm.
But negotiates that one all the same.
Yeah, carrying on 26.5, then 31.2 for wickets 3 and 4. 81.5, 82.3. So they all have come within sort of 2-3 over spells of each other. And that's what
That wind is picking up again. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
there, Ben.
yeah, absolutely. Battling it myself, trying to talk over the wind from the effects mic, but oh, a little glance, a little waft.
Oh, I thought there was something on that. It's a good take that from Robinson down the leg side.
Yeah, Hutton looked a little bit sheepishly back over his left-hand shoulder there. Go up to along the track, dust a little bit of debris off of it. The typical behaviours of a number 11 who just survived a pretty big scare. Daniel Hogg remains absolutely unfazed though. Oh, big Karaf catch and looped up and appealed.
Straight off
Umpire.
the thigh pad.
Yeah, stays unmoved. As it looped right back up in towards the catching man under the helmet. Graham Clark it is once again at the short man, but this time a more muted celebration, or believed celebration at least. 2 more overs left, 2 more balls left in this Daniel Hogg over. 3 slips and that man catching on the leg side as well. Oh, another great delivery. Manages to just get some bat in the way.
Into the depths of his 25th over, Daniel Hogg. He's about to ruin some sixes here. 6 overs, 6 maidens, 6 for 66. No, 6 overs, not 25 overs. It'll be at the end of this one, but 6 for 66. Like I say, with 6 maidens.
Again, trying a similar tactic and trick. Come on, Hoggy, from the Durham fielders. Oh,
that's it! You beauty! Daniel Hogg, 7 for 66. You couldn't ride it. Durham, against all the odds, lost the toss, put in the bat. 531 for 7 they put on. And they've managed to take 20 wickets on this fantastic surface that Vic Domain and his team have prepared. And that is right on the stroke of what would have been our scheduled lunch break. But Durham have won this contest. And I'm excited. They've won by 16 runs. What a huge, huge victory that is. Sorry, they've won by 17 runs. I can't even read. I'm not excited. And Daniel Hogg finishes with the remarkable figures of 25 overs, 6 maidens, 7 for 66. And Ben, they've done it.
Wow, absolutely fantastic. It was the same old trick and the same trick that worked as well. Just before Ollie Stone went out, LBW, the cry of come on Hoggy, whether it was Borthwick, whether it was Turner, Lees, whoever it is, it's just instilled that last little bit of confidence and belief. That cap from Daniel Hogg is going to be savoured, as well as that match ball as well. You'll be able to, just in a moment, undoubtedly listen to the applause that will once again ripple through Seat Unique Riverside. Daniel Hogg, what a 101 guide on how to make your first-class debut and immediately a household name for Durham cricket.
Absolutely incredible. You look at Ben McKinney making a maiden first-class 100 and Daniel Hogg, his maiden first-class 5-wicket haul, but not just 5. He's took 7 for 66. And on an innings where, and he's rightly getting a round of applause, I'm just going to leave you with that for a moment. Absolutely phenomenal from Daniel Hogg. And I've even lost my train of thought there. I was just going to say, on an innings where Neil Wagner, Durham's overseas player, and the heartbeat of that bowling attack, along with Ben Rain, went off injured. Durham a seamer short on what was a pretty flat pitch. And Daniel Hogg has bowled them to victory on the last day. Incredible scenes.
Absolutely. Words they fail to describe it, and especially for what Daniel Hogg is undoubtedly feeling right now. He thought he was smiling and jovial at the end of day 3. Well, today he'll be absolutely over the moon, and not a minute too soon, as well as some of that sunshine and some of that bright sky slightly coming out to play, signalling the end of a hard but well-battled Durham win in the county championship.
Yeah, super performance that from Durham. 531 for 7 after being put into bat. The highlight of that was the opening stand. Ben McKinney out first for 121. Alex Lees 145, the backbone of that innings. And then the partnership between Ashton Turner 114 and Buster Leader 79. What was that partnership in the end?
134 runs.
There you go. And that came in quick time to set up that declaration where they took that wicket was slated just before lunch. Then it all seemed to flatten out, and we thought we were probably heading for a bit of a board draw, if I'm totally honest with you. But then Neil Wagner decided that he was going to take the attack basically to the Nottinghamshire batters. He took 4 wickets for 68, but unfortunately went off injured. And with that, you would have thinking that Durham were going to really struggle to take the 20 wickets. 4 for 68 for him, 2 for 34, and then a wicket apiece for Dan Hogg. Buster Leader, Callum Parkinson picked up 2 for 26 as well. Nottinghamshire wrapped up early yesterday, which was again key, taking those 2 early wickets for 229. Then there was a decision to make. Do we bat again, knowing that Neil Wagner wasn't going to be in the attack? But what is the best way, Ryan Campbell, of taking 20 wickets? He always says that. They decided that ploy was going to be, we're going to put them back in. And that decision has been absolutely vindicated as Nottinghamshire have been bowled out in their second innings for 285. That took a mammoth 117 overs. And you've got to say, absolutely fair play to Notts for really, really making a fight of that. Ben Slater with 53. Haynes out for 69. Montgomery for 38. Lyndon James, again a thorn in the side, facing 84 balls, was not out for 31. Ollie Stone made 29. And Hutton, the last man out, caught behind. Off Hogg again. Ben Rain 2 wickets. There was a run out, which you always love when somebody's batting fourth. But Daniel Hogg will take all the plaudits, all the headlines. 7 for 66, 25 overs, 7 maidens, 7 for 66. Absolutely remarkable. And Durham win by 17 runs.
Absolutely incredible.
Right, an innings and 17 runs.
An innings and 17. Well, we thank you all for joining us on this captivating, exciting edition of the County Championship. The headline, Daniel Hogg, an impact debut, 8 match wickets across the 2 innings. Thank you so much for joining us, myself and Ash Thorpe. We will see you next time. Take care.